Hey everybody, Tracy Brown here. Welcome to Momentum. So, what is Momentum? Momentum is a series designed to remind you, me, all of us to take action, to build momentum in our commitment to interrupt or end race based hatred and violence. During this series, I'll be sharing some tips, some tools or resources that might be helpful, techniques that you can use when you are in conversations with people around this topic, and sometimes just some trends of what's going on or what's being reported in the news. But tips, tools, techniques, and trends that can help us practice methods for interrupting race based hatred and violence. And of course, doing this in the context of the work that we do related to the What Is Mine to Do Facebook group. So, just in case you have not met me before or been exposed to me before, I am Tracy Brown. I'm president of a company called Intentional Inclusion Incorporated, based in Dallas, Texas. But I get the opportunity to work with leaders and organizations all over the country. I'm the author of several books. And what I love most about the work that I do is we get to look at all areas of the demographics, all the different dimensions of diversity, and working in organizations where the leaders are committed to inclusion in all aspects of the operations. So I get to do a lot of work around strategy, and then a fair amount of work that is focused on training, but skills-based training, right? What leadership skills do you need? What customer service related skills do you need to serve people from all different backgrounds? How do you work together as a team? What about conflict resolution? So it's really great stuff, and really hard work, but fun to do when most of my clients are very proactive and have integrated their commitment to inclusion with everything that they do and the values of their organizations. So, what is mine to do? So, mine to do, hashtag mine to do. Since June of 2015, has been a Facebook group. And the Mind to Do Facebook group was formed after 9 people were killed at Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina. And lots of us were asking that question. Well, what can I do? Well, this is unconscionable. Well, wait, this is too much that someone would go into a church and participate in Bible study and then stand up and shoot people, and and that it was race based in motivation. And so lots of us were asking, what can we do? What can we do? And unlike the inclusion work that I do in most organizations that is focused on all ways that we're different from one another, the What Is Mine to Do Facebook group focuses completely on race and the impact of race based hatred and violence. So every day we ask ourselves the question, what is mine to do to interrupt race based hatred and violence? What is mine to do to help end race based hatred and violence? And so, this question, what is mine to do, in itself is a call to action, right? The question isn't, what is mine to think about? Or what is mine to judge and criticize in other people? Or what is mine to hope for? What is mine to be sad about? My heart is broken. No, the question is, what is mine to do? And so this series, Momentum, is all about helping you, helping me, helping all of us decide what to do. And sometimes once we decide what we want to do, we still have to figure out how to do that. And so that's why I want to share some tips and techniques as we go through. So I'm going to be with you for Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time for the next few weeks, sharing ideas, and I hope they're helpful for you. And I love it when you say hello. So, hey, Ms. Jessica from Kansas City, Missouri. I'm so glad that you're here. And Sporty King, I love it. Multitasking, so mostly listening. That's good because I know what happens. I'll be listening to someone else and they'll say something and it'll click in, and then I kind of stop what else I'm doing. Or it reinforces something that I already know. And so I'm happy if I give you a couple of reminders tonight. And I can see we have people watching on YouTube and from LinkedIn and from Facebook. So if you too would like to check in the comments or in the chat, feel free to do so with your name or with a question. You can also put in the chat if there's specific topics or specific tips that you want to know about, and I will get them in the schedule for future weeks. The other thing that I haven't said yet is that my goal really is to have these be 15 minutes, 20 minutes max, so that you can get a tip, you can get a technique, you can get something really concrete, and then you can get on with your evening. Because the real test is how you apply the idea or the tip in your own life. So tonight, I'm just going to start us off with a quote from Marian Wright Edelman that I love and that I think it's really helpful for us if we remember it. And if we think about it in those times when maybe we're feeling like, oh, well, what can I do? I'm just one person, right? I don't have a big title. I don't have a major role in the world or in my organization. I don't, run a whole association. What can I do? And we back off. So Marian Wright Edelman encouraged us in this way. She said, "We must not ignore the small daily differences we can make, which over time add up to big differences that we often cannot foresee." Repeating, we must not ignore the small daily differences that we can make, which over time add up to big differences that we often cannot foresee. I love this quote. I love this quote for so many different reasons. But when you think about answering the question, what is mine to do, it is really important for us to remember that we don't have to solve a big problem like race-based hatred and violence. We don't have to solve it in one conversation. That would be impossible. We can't solve it. Even if we did have the authority to sign a piece of paper and pass legislation, we all know there's been legislation over many, 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 many years that didn't solve the problem because it required our action and sustained action and spreading the word and building each other up and supporting each other. And so these small actions that we can take, like Marian Wright Edelman says, these small actions what we do daily, how we speak to people, what we bring up. Over time, these are the things that can add up to the big differences that we even bigger than even what we imagine. Hey, Rafe. Hey, Jeffrey. So glad that you joined us as to snowy Maryland. Ah, that's right. So many places in North America that are dealing with snow today. And Jeffrey Ryan, thanks for joining us. And I love what you're reminding us of, Sporty, that we can't give up believing our small part makes a difference. This is so true. Whether we are talking about race based hatred and violence, or whether we are talking about just doing our jobs or raising our children or grandchildren, that it is so often the small things that we do that then add up. And so, as we are kicking off this series designed to help us build momentum, that's what I want you to think about this first night. What are the small things that you can do? What are the questions you can ask? Who do you need to engage? What example are you setting that you think no one is noticing? But when you do it consistently and it's repeated time and time and time again, it will make a big difference. So that's the idea that I want to plant within your mind and your heart today in this first episode of Momentum. And Jeff reminds us that change happens one micro action, one interaction at a time. And when we support each other, like when we encourage others, when we say thank you for doing that, or when we tell people, I just want to acknowledge the example you set has encouraged me to now try something, or to share some information, or to educate someone else because you posted something about someone I didn't know about before. That's what we do in the What Is Mine to Do Facebook group. So please join us there throughout the week, throughout the month, and begin to post, share the highlights and of what you already know because somebody else won't know it, right? Or share an article that you read that may help someone else understand unconscious bias better. Or or share the example that happened when you were willing to take the risk and have a difficult conversation. That's what we do to support each other as we answer the question every day, what is mine to do? What is mine to do is to be with you every Monday for about 15 minutes, 8 p.m. Central Time. It could be morning where you are, or earlier or later, but I hope that you will join me as well every Monday or watch the recording, and we will build momentum together. Have a great evening.